Well, we got 10.
Oh, smiles.
We got
I'm
10.
wearing out. Now I have a cigar, guys. It's not the victory cigar.
It's the president's
but
trophy.
I'm like, F it, that's, but I'm wearing blood red because we bled pretty bad last night. That was embarrassing. I mean, it was embarrassing at, 4 goals on 6 shots. This was Bill Zito's only bad move since he's GM.
Right.
I don't know where he got this kid, why he got this kid. The first and only game he played last time, he got shellacked. But last time, and I understand we had everything clinched up, and I understand, he didn't want to get Bob or Knight hurt or whatever.
Right.
Listen, how could you leave a kid in there? I mean, this kid is destroyed.
Right.
His mental, it
was tough to watch.
We both felt bad for him, but at the same time, from what I saw and have now 2 games under my belt to see, this kid does not belong in the NHL.
No.
He either needs a lot of work or he just isn't up to snuff. I mean, you were not seeing an NHL goalie. I think what you were seeing was like that guy that was the Zamboni that came on for what was it, the Hurricanes?
No, it was the Leafs. No, well, the Hurricane.
No, it was the Hurricanes.
It was against
beat
the
Leafs.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, Eric, this is not even funny. You can't. This is not worthy of a laugh. It was really bad.
It was
bad. I turned the game off, guys, at 5-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
it didn't get any better, by the way.
What?
I said it didn't get any better, by the way.
Wait. I came back.
Okay.
As I usually do, just to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And as soon as I came back, they made it 8-1. And then I said, F it, I'm done. I can't even watch anymore. 10 goals. We want 10. I bet you Montreal fans were chanting, we want 10, right?
Well, David Dwork put out a tweet that what I don't know if he got this or if where he got this from, but they were trying to say that the 10 chant that was going on in Canada was for Guy Lafleur because he wore number 10. But somebody said, well, they were also chanting guy. So all I know is we asked for 10 and we got 10, and we've all lived our life and we've all said, well, be careful what you wish for. And now we, as a collective fan base, I'm sorry, I had to laugh. It's just,
there's no laughing in this video, Eric. I'm sorry. Please don't laugh. Just control yourself. Don't be a fool. Okay? There's no laughing in this video. This is going to be one solemn video where I say this is the President Cup winner and we lose on the last game. Going into the playoffs, we lose embarrassingly like this, 10-2. This is not good. And I know everybody can jump on me and say it's only one game. It's only, we didn't play with their start. All right, granted. But it's the image of, it's the team, the pride, whatever. I mean, I'm venting, I'm pissed, whatever. Playoffs should start already. We know that. But I just think he should have been taken out at 4 goals, 5 goals at the lead. You don't leave a goalie in there to get embarrassed like that. I mean, the team should be embarrassed because they didn't play good in front of him.
Right.
But this kid could not make one save.
No, it was bad.
He couldn't stop a beach ball.
It was bad.
So, again, I was just telling my neighbor before we went on, Craig Anderson was sitting at his pool in Boca Raton,
right,
reading the newspaper. Why didn't Bill Zito pick up the phone and call him?
Right.
Where'd they get this kid from?
I believe he was on waivers off of Colorado, but I'm doing that. I saw, I'm just doing that by memory from when it initially happened. I'm pretty sure it was on. Yeah, we claimed him on waivers. That I remember. But I have a
Craig
feeling
Anderson was doing nothing, and he would have signed for anything, and especially with the Panthers. I mean, the guy lives in Boca Raton.
Right.
And, obviously he's 41 years old, but he can still play. And
Yeah.
if you're just getting a third goalie just to have a body in case, God forbid,
Right.
anybody goes down, or just to have as a backup on the bench. All right, I'm done venting. I just, let's just, you don't even have to talk about the game because it was horrible. And like I said, I turned it off, and
Right.
I rarely do that, but anyway, okay. So we got Washington.
So we got Washington.
We knew we were going to get Washington pretty much. Tampa, Toronto, and what? Pittsburgh. I mean, who the Bruins playing? The Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. Yeah.
That's going to be a good series.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see Tampa and Toronto have a kind of playoff war like Tampa does with us.
Yeah.
All those, those mean scrums and everything. I want that like, let them both wear themselves out with that stuff.
Yeah.
I want it to go 7 games. I want Toronto because I really want to see, where we line up if it comes out to be where we're playing Toronto in the next round. And
right.
Of course, I'm assuming we're gonna beat the Capitals, which we should.
Well, we better.
I mean, I don't know. Did you know what? I normally do. I don't know what the situation is with Ovechkin. I think he played, didn't he?
I did not hear that, but I didn't hear either. But I hadn't heard that Ovechkin was back from anywhere, so I'm not so sure there.
Let me see. I'll look at NHL scores.
Yeah, I would have preferred. I mean, I would have preferred the Canes end up with Tampa because I think the Canes are more suited to that rough and tough 7-game series like it would have been with Florida. I have a feeling that. Well, I still feel Toronto's going to win that series, though. I feel like they're going to be able to outscore Tampa, to be honest with you.
Okay.
As far as our Boston Canes.
No Ovechkin.
No Ovechkin.
No Ovechkin on the line score.
Yeah, so we don't know. It's just like we don't know with Lundell, we don't know with Gudis. Obviously Ovechkin, it was a more obvious injury. So I mean, if he can lift the stick, he's going to be out there, but how effective will he be? That's really going to be the question. And that's like, it's like taking Barkov off of the Panthers, or him playing at 80%.
Yep.
So no, I hate to say it that way, but because of that, as soon as that injury happened, it's like, well, that's a big advantage our way. You never want to say
it. You don't want to see that. You want to beat them at their best, but
well, I mean,
that's life. I mean, if
right,
God forbid we had one of our key guys out, that we'd have to play like that. So
we had to play Tampa without Ekblad last year, and that was a huge thing for us. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that was the deciding factor.
Yeah. So I mean,
I still will say that when any Tampa fans that follow this podcast, I will tell you, we had Aaron Ekblad, we win that series.
Right.
I'm sorry, we win that series.
And then the last game we played them, although we were not playing well that day. We haven't played a big game against them with Ekblad in a while,
But we played a couple of games early in this season.
Yeah, but I mean, like later.
I think we won both games.
Yeah, I think.
Anyway.
Yep.
I'm predicting 5 games.
Yep.
Panthers 4-1.
Yep. Same thing here. And look, I forget which video I said this in, but might have just been last night when I was not really coherent. But if Washington, if we allow Washington to take us to 6-7, we can't let them do that because we start, especially game 6 at home. if we get to game 6, let me see. 1, 2,
Game 6 won't be at
3,
home.
4, 5. No, 6 is on the road. Right. But I mean, to get to game 6, that would mean that. But does that mean we lost a game at home? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The first 2 are at home. 2. No. If we get to game 6, that means we got beaten both times in Washington. So, you can't give them an opportunity to get to game 6 in Washington. That team has won a cup. You have to come out from the beginning and let them know they have no chance in this series. That's what we need to do. This round 1 for the mental state of Huberdeau and Barkov and Bobrovsky and all these guys, Ekblad, these guys that have been here losing round 1 after round 1 after round 1. We cannot put ourselves in a position of being, game 6, game 7 against an experienced Washington team where they're starting to feel like, hey, we can beat these guys.
I mean, it'd be nice if we swept them, but I just say we go up 3-0. We let Washington, and maybe they win in overtime in the 4th game, and then we come back and just destroy them. I mean, this is where now, okay, clean slate, wipe the, 10-2 embarrassment
Right.
off our face, and then just come out like the Panthers, like we've seen them all year.
Right.
The tsunami of wave after wave after wave, and just put up 5-6 goals.
Yeah.
And they say that doesn't happen in the playoffs, but I mean, what's the difference? You're still playing hockey.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, what's the difference? Because it's labeled the playoffs. It's still a hockey game.
I think
why couldn't we?
Well, I think
I think they brought that up on the NHL Network last day. They had Billy was doing the they were doing like a preview of the teams and whatnot, and Billy said, with the depth that we have and the pace of the game, okay, you could stop us for a period, but can you stop us for 3 periods and keep up the pace that we played with? So,
well,
go ahead.
I think that the reason is the same. The reason why it'd be difficult for us to do that is the same reason that we feel like we need to tighten up, which is, your defensive core is not going to, you're not going to take as many chances. So remember, we're the number 1 scoring team in the league off the rush. The rush comes when the other team takes a chance and we take advantage of a mistake that they make, or we take advantage of a turnover. So everybody's playing a lot safer. So there's a lot less of those opportunities. So, the only thing I see differently is I think we'll win in 5, but I think it's the game 3 that we probably lose. It's the afternoon game. It's 1:00. We are traditionally not good in the afternoons. So we're going to be stepping into Washington where their fans are going to be like, screw you. This is our house. I think game 3, that 1:00 start, as soon as I saw that, I was like, when was the last time?
That's a national TV game. That's all that is.
Yeah. When was the last time we had a good 1:00 afternoon Saturday game? It takes us a while to get started for whatever reason. So that game, I think that's the game I don't feel good about. And then I think we'll come back game 4, like you're saying, and take it to them. And we have to. Like I said, we can't let this get to game 6, game 7. We have to. Not in the first round. Right.
The first round has to be the statement round.
Right. Exactly.
Like, hey, all you naysayers, okay, it's a fact that we haven't won a first round series since '96. Okay, that's out the window now.
Right.
Look how we beat them handily. We just we took it to them and controlled everything. And okay, we're out of the first round. Okay, next.
Right. And that's going to affect that Toronto-Tampa Bay series too, because Toronto's on the same schneid without getting to the first round, and they got to try to beat Tampa. And that sucker's going 6, 7 games, probably 7. I can't imagine that not going 7 games. And they're going to be holding those sticks so tight game 7. You know what I mean? That's.
And Toronto has home ice.
Yeah, they have home ice. They do have home, but some. I mean, for like Toronto, it's almost more pressure because the pressure of being in Toronto, as we know, is just tremendous. It's different than it is, in locations where the media is not on top of you 24/7. So Toronto needs to get off to a good start in that series. They need to. I hate to think it, but they've got to try to find a way to win those first two at home.
Yep.
Because I don't. They're going to be having a hard time going into Tampa and winning at all. So
let's see what Matthews and Marner can do now in the playoffs.
Right.
And Nylander too.
Yeah. And Campbell's going to be key there in that series because
so is Vasilevsky.
Right.
Who hasn't been lights out this year.
Not as much. He's played a lot of hockey.
He's had his challenges this year.
Yeah, he
doesn't look like the Vasilevsky of last year or the year before. Right. But again, playoffs come. It's a new ball game.
Yep, exactly. So we'll have to see about that. And then Boston, the Canes. That's probably going to be seven tough games. Whoever's going to come out of that, it's going to be beat the crap.
I think
the Canes are going to take that series.
That's what my.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. My head's thinking that. But my heart's thinking, I don't know. The Bruins might be the surprise series.
I might. Well, yeah. If there's, I think
that might be the surprise series. I would not be surprised to see the Bruins take the Canes down.
Right.
And that's really because you got Marchand and Bergeron.
Now, if Boston beats the Canes and Toronto beats, if Boston beats the Canes, they're the wild card. Would we get Boston then?
We get Boston,
and then the winner of Toronto and
got
Tampa
the Rangers
would get the winner of the Rangers Pittsburgh series. Is that how it would work? Because it technically it's supposed to be divisional, but if there's three teams in the one Atlantic, it can't all just be divisional.
Yeah, so I think it goes.
If they reseed
1 through 8,
right,
and then I think it goes 1 through 4.
Well, the way the way that they've drawn it out is that I thought for sure we get the winner of the Tampa Toronto series. Somebody will know in the comments, but that's the question. If Boston beats the Canes, do we draw them, or do the Rangers, who are going to beat the crap out of Pittsburgh, would the Rangers then draw Boston? I don't know. Somebody will have to answer that question for us. It
all depends on who was seeded.
Right.
I'd like to see the seeding. So
I've seen like everybody's got different answers because we all read different things. So, just even researching it and Googling it is tough because there's different answers out there for that. So that would be interesting if we ended up playing Boston that way. But whoever it is, we're gonna have home ice. So I mean that obviously.
The top 3 teams in each division will make up the first 12 teams in the playoffs. The remaining 4 spots will be filled by the next 2 highest placed finishers in blah, blah, blah.
Right. That's the wild cards.
Okay, so how does the seedings work? So you're calling for the Rangers to
the Rangers are going to
the Penguins?
Yeah.
Well, I never count Sidney Crosby out. Of course, my heart is rooting for the Rangers.
Right.
And of course it would be a great series to have Panthers Rangers. But I think that series is a toss up.
You really do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, Shesterkin didn't have as good a second half as he did the first half.
Right.
I mean, he was lights out in the first half.
Yeah.
And a little into the second half, but he's been off and on. But watch Frank Petrano play a big role in that.
Yeah.
In that playoff series for
Yeah.
For the Rangers.
Yeah. Every goal
Just have a feeling, and it's not like a one of
right.
those things. It's just that he's listen. We know Frankie's a good player.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We know he could score.
Right.
He just once we got Giroux, he just didn't. It just didn't fit in his puzzle piece didn't fit in the puzzle.
Right. Well, I mean, we had to, it's weird the way it worked out because we had to clear him out to get the cap space to add Giroux, but then Ekblad got injured after we moved Frank. And if Ekblad would have gotten hurt first, we wouldn't have had to move Vetrano and we would have had that extra depth. So it's just
true.
It's
got to live with the way it is now.
Yeah.
But I think that series is going to come down to goaltending.
Yeah, and that's why I'm.
So who they have? Jari, right?
They got Jari
and their goalie,
and DeSmith. Yeah, and Jari has been hurt. I don't know if he's been better yet. But I don't think that's. I mean, if Shesterkin's on his game, I don't think that series is going to be close.
Right.
To be honest with you,
that series could go 6 games. I mean, we want all series to go 6 and 7.
Yeah, right.
Let's tire all of them out. Right. Nobody could keep up with us pace-wise. I mean, Billy just nailed it.
Right.
They could keep pace with us for a period, maybe even 2 periods. But come that 3rd period, and they talked about conditioning,
right?
How well conditioned the Panthers are,
right?
But we just have to play our game, play smart. Bob obviously has to make the saves when needed. Bob doesn't have to play lights out great.
No.
He just has to play good, and we just need to do what we do, and that's put up at least 4 goals.
Yep. And we
even in the playoffs, guys. I know, it's a different thing, a different whatever. We can still put up 4 and 5 goals.
Well, yeah.
Playoffs or no playoffs. That's our game plan.
Right.
Just, keep putting the puck in the net. And
right.
I always feel we get 4 goals minimum for Bob. I mean, 5 is better, 6 great, but we get a minimum of 4 goals. Bob should win that game.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
As long as the defense doesn't, totally fall apart.
Right.
And we don't do stupid things like take a penalty like Duclair took last night. I mean, ripping a guy's helmet off. I mean, it's not even in a scrum. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. But right. that was like one of the dumbest penalties
it was ever seen. Yeah.
I mean, what was that about?
I think guys just weren't obviously focused. I mean, like somebody said in the comments, they took the not giving a crap about this game to a new level. You know what I mean?
I mean, did he think he was going to get away with that?
I think he thought he was playing with Schwint and Heponiemi. That's what I think. I think he was probably wondering, why am I out here and everybody else is back home at the beach? He might have been thinking that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that Schwint guy.
Yeah.
He had another great opportunity to bury it. Yeah, Same thing. He didn't go. Maybe he couldn't get it up high up. I don't know. He
looked decent. Heponiemi didn't.
Decent.
Heponiemi. They panned the bench at one point, and it was Heponiemi. I wish I would have taken a screenshot, but Hepo was sitting next to Jumbo Joe, and just the contrast between those two, it looked like take your kid to work day. It was you got Joe, and I mean Hepo looks like he's 12. It literally looked like take your kid to work day, like the learn to play. How the Panthers have the learn to play program. It looked like father and son, and I guess he could have been father and son really. Because Heppel's what? All at 20, 21? And then Joe's what?
I don't
24?
Know.
Right? He could be.
What is he, like 170 pounds soaking wet?
I don't even know if he's that, man. Listen, I'm 170 pounds. I mean.
is it just me? Or does Heppo look worse than he did in the other stints?
When
he's come up.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the old Heponiemi. Doesn't look confident and something's amiss there.
Yeah, no,
comments on that. What do you guys think, man? You think Heppo's played good the 2 games that he's been in? I think he's been kind of lost out there, and something's not clicking. And I
Yeah.
don't know whether it's confidence or whatever, but he just doesn't look as good as he did, the last. It's
Now,
just,
some of that might have to do with the fact of situationally, right? And what I mean by that is the other games he's been in there, we've been playing everybody else for the most part. So, I mean, he was up against, he would only be out there maybe 8 minutes a night, 10 minutes a night, and up against lesser competition where I don't know what his time on ice in these games were, but I mean, I think we only used 16 total players last night because Lundell and Forsling dressed and still didn't play. So we didn't. Jumbo Joe had a lot of ice time. Both Sams were gone. I mean, so you're throwing him out there with unfamiliar, unfamiliar line mates and whatnot.
But still,
no, he didn't look.
His individual play just
right.
But anyway, yeah, I listen. I thought Joe had another decent game. I mean, listen, they all stunk up the place.
Right.
But I just hope in the spots that they use him, and who knows if he's just going to get in one game. I would like, well, under normal circumstances, Joe's the odd man out, and he'll be sitting.
Right.
Unless, and I don't want to use the H word, so I won't. But let's just say he puts, Brunette puts him in for a game because he needs to get at least one game.
Yeah.
I would just love to see him shine.
Yeah.
That one last hurrah.
Right.
Like, bring back the Jumbo Joe from like 10 years ago, 15.
Yeah.
Bring back the Jumbo Joe from, that season where they went to the finals. And, Joe was winning faceoffs and board battles and, getting assists. He's never been like a big goal scorer, but he's certainly been an assist guy. And
yeah.
Nothing would make me happier than to see him get, like 2 really good assists in a game, in a game where we win. And, I want him to earn his name on the cup.
I get what you're saying. Right.
Again, that's my, I just visualized it over and over and over again, Barkey lifting the cup, and just like Sakic to Bork.
Right.
Barkov to Thornton, and Thornton's crying, and and then he just he announces his retirement.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing else.
That's it.
You've climbed you've climbed to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
So that's that's a great PR for the Panthers, great PR for the NHL. It's just a great ending to the story.
Right.
So, but we got a lot of work before we get to that point.
Yeah, first they got to fly in and find wherever the hell Huberdeau and Barkov are. What beach they're on, and drag their asses back to the rink, start getting ready for the game. No, I look.
I bet you those guys were all hanging out last night, whether it be at Huberdeau's house,
right,
or Ekblad's house. Oh, Ekblad traveled with the team, didn't he?
Yeah, Ekblad's been was practicing. I mean, I still haven't heard anything official that the guys stayed back in Florida. We're assuming that from the one Instagram post. But it would it would make sense that they wouldn't travel to Canada if they were never going to play.
Right.
So that would kind of make sense.
I'm not sure about that, but let's just say it's just Barkov and Huberdeau, and
right.
And maybe those guys were hanging out on the couch, just watching the game.
Right.
Chilling. Excuse me.
Yep.
I like the fact that, and again, the change in culture. I don't think these guys, like, I know for a fact when Trocheck was here and a lot of these guys were, still single,
right.
They were hitting Las Olas a lot.
Right.
I don't think that's the case anymore.
Nope.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they're just, they're more focused on taking care of business.
Yeah, well, they realized, right?
But anyway, it's finally here.
Yes.
This is the moment that we've been waiting for. I just hope that game one is going to be a real table setter. I hope game one is just, and it doesn't have to be, anything pretty. Let's just win that game, win it decisively.
Right.
No overtime, no ties, just from the opening whistle. We score a goal in the first 5 minutes. Then maybe we score another one before the period ends. Maybe we get another one, but let's just make it, like a 5-6-1.
Well, I don't want to embarrass them too bad game one. I don't want to do anything to piss them off and make them think they got to get to some other level. I'd like.
All right, so let's say 4-1, 5-2. Okay, either one of those scores, something like that, and then we're out of first gear.
Right.
I don't want to see a game where we come out like we come out a lot, half asleep, and it takes us, 5 minutes or so to basically, get the motor going. I mean, I don't want to see the opposite. I don't want to see Washington come out and score a goal in the first couple of minutes, and I don't want to see that. I want to see domination from the opening whistle and just show who the President Cup winner is, President Trophy winner is.
Right. Nope, I agree.
So
I agree.
That's all I got, bro.
All right, guys.
As far as tomorrow,
yep.
I'm just waiting now to speak to Billy. And
like I said last night on the live stream, if you have questions, flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. That's the email address, flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. If you have questions.
And try and keep it related to this season. Okay, it's so well and good, to talk about 96, maybe a question about, but let's keep the topic to this season and the playoffs.
Right. Okay, guys. That was it. That was all 82 games. That was all 82 games.
Can you imagine?
That was all 82 games. I added it up.
It's just like the season flew by.
Yeah. I added it up last night. Between the recaps, these and the lives, and then the extra little videos that I did in the in between. So I stopped counting at 250 videos since the start of the season.
Well, the channel has grown.
Yeah,
we obviously have I think we have respectability.
Yep.
Obviously, having the special guest that we have on. We are the unofficial YouTube Panther fan podcast.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. That's a good word for it.
But I look back. I mean, I'd obviously have a lot of videos to look back on, but I'd like to see the one that we did, the preview to the season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
it'd be interesting to look back on that. Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to be looking back on I want to go back today and look at the predictions I made for who was making the playoffs and everything like that. I'm going to do something with that for the Patreon of the YouTube people, because that's a niche interest. So I'll be. I just
knew this is, I said 120. I just knew that with the talent that we had, and this was before we got Sherratt and Giroux.
Right.
It's great. 122 points. Who would have thunk it? Tied for fifth. I mean, if we hadn't, farted around those, the Boston game and the Montreal game, I mean, granted, it would have been, like you said, it would have been 17 in a row.
Right.
But it sucks that we didn't actually get to 60. There's only been two teams that have gotten to 60 wins.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think Montreal and it was Tampa, Detroit.
Yeah, the one with the most was Tampa, and then they got taken out by Bubba Brewski. So what goes around comes around. We'll somewhere in there. There's a story that's yet to be written this year.
Yeah. So that's the big thing. Want to dispel the curse of the President's Trophy winner.
Yep. Yeah, we got a lot of curses to dispel this year. That's for sure. So,
yep.
All right, guys, we appreciate all the support, and just keep your eye on the channel. There's just like every hour is a new video coming.
Yeah, turn your notification bell on, guys, because I'm really hoping that confirm everything and get all set for tomorrow, because that would be great to have the big boys on with us at the same time. So
that'd be fantastic.
Looking forward to that.
Yep.
So everybody have a great day, and
remember, no laughing, no laughing all day. That's Stu's rules. No laughing, no smiling, only crying and solemn all day. All right. If I see anybody laughing, I'm gonna tag Stu, and he's gonna whip your ass.
Listen, I want to see a lot of comment. If you don't normally comment. I want to see what you guys have to say about last night.
Gotcha. Yeah, good idea.
All right, I want to hear all. Just vent, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Just vent.
This video is a chance for you to vent about how bad we were last night, and this goalie, and
I feel bad for the kid. Yeah, like I said in the recap, that kid has a mother who has to watch that.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys.
I do want to hear comments about the playoff matches.
Yeah.
The matchups and what you guys think, because I'm going to read them all. And obviously it might lead me to asking a question of Randy and Billy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're going to give us our take on the matchups, but, I can't believe it, man. Tuesday.
I know, Tuesday.
And the place is going to be rocking. This is like, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, we got 3 fans." We're gonna have 20. We're gonna have 20,000 screaming lunatics.
Yep.
At the arena, and
no concerns with the Capitals of like the other team's fans overtaking, right? You know what I mean? It's not a big Washington Capital presence in South Florida, so we'll have the arena mostly all to ourselves. All right, guys, we will see you later.